Namaskar. We have a wonderful panel and of musicians from Banaras, from Delhi, and the whole point of why we are here is because Sitar and Shehnai and Tabla have been given the GI status. So let's give a huge round of applause. So we start with Mehtab. How does it feel to be awarded this GI status, and how do you want to express it through your music?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I mean, it's a moment of immense pride and honor, not just for me, for all the sitar players and sitar makers across the globe. And I feel sitar has just received its own Bharat Ratna.
Wow. Kya baat hai?
And the instrument that has been, serenading souls for centuries finally gets its well-deserved recognition. The GI tag, I feel, it feels like the badge of honor that says "Made in India, performed globally."
Wow.
And
Kya baat hai?
as for the expressing part, I would say, why not let the sitar speak for itself?
Sure. Wow, kya baat hai. Now coming to Shehnai and Sanjeev and Ashwani are torchbearers of this gharana, of Shehnai gharana, and how would they express it through their music? क्या बात है.
Like, since I started playing Shehnai, I always told people that this is not a Persian instrument. It is a purely Indian instrument. It used to be regarded as folk instrument earlier, but because of the Trinity, I call them, Ustad Bismillah Khan Sahab, my grandfather Pandit Antalji, and my father Pandita Devashankarji. Because of their effort, it came into the main stage. So I feel like what I've been trying to do will finally happen. Because in the same way, this instrument is there, and they call it Madhukari, and then Sunadi and Mukhovina and Karkari and Nadi. It was during the time of the Mughal era, they started calling it Shehnai because they could not pronounce the Indian names. And it happened with most of the instruments. Tabla was regarded as something else, but because they could not pronounce the name, so they started calling it tabla. Tabla is a Persian instrument, but not tabla. It's an Indian instrument. And we should all be very proud that finally it has got the GI tag from the authorities, and as an Shehnai player, we all of us feel so proud that our efforts didn't go unnoticed by the authorities. Thank you.
So coming to Sanjeev, what's so special about the Shehnai that you're saying that, it literally sort of sings, as they say?
Yeah. So if we go to the northern tradition of Indian music, Indian classical music, almost all the Shehnai players, they have learned from vocalists. They used to go and learn from vocalists, but the instrument they used to learn from their parents. Shehnai is actually not an instrument which everyone picks up because it's so difficult. So you have to be born in a family so that few things become easier. And in the southern tradition, it is the tradition that all the singers, they go to Nadaswaram player to learn because of the andolan and gamak that they produce in the instrument. So I'm going to sing a little a very special composition from the guru of my grandfather, Pandit Mahadev Prasad Mishra ji. It's such a beautiful composition, so I'll just make it short, and he will make it sweet. Re na re. माइक ऑन करो भाई. हे रे 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 डगर बिच कैसे चलूं मोहे रोके नहीं कन्हैया डगर बिच कैसे डगर मोहे रोके कन्हैया बेटी डगर बड़ो नटखट है मानत नाही मानत नाही मानत नाही शाबाश डगर बिच कैसे चलूं मोहे रोके कन्हैया बेटी डगर बिच कैसे चलूं कोई रोके कन्हैया बेटी कन्हैया बेटी कन्हैया बेटी Sorry, it was a little longer.
So, thank you, Sanjeev and Ashwini. And we turn to sitar, and sitar is said that it has the gaiki ang, you know. So, and it has, and Mehtab has been experimenting with this instrument. He has not only he's a pure classical musician, but he dabbles in fusion and also in Western music. How he sort of does a bit of a lot of experimentation that he does. So, how does sitar? How do you make it sing?
I mean, the sitar for me is not just an instrument. I feel it's a storyteller. Each string has a tale of its own, a tale of joy, happiness, longing, and even celebration. The instrument is special because for me it somehow bridges the gap between genres. For example, if I'm playing a raga which is 400 years old, or I am blending it with modern jazz, it just adapts so beautifully. I don't feel the difference of time or the age gap between the instrument and the genres. I mean, about the part of making it sing, I just have to listen to the tune first and just be the medium of the instrument and the tune. Somehow, I guess you can call me the playback singer of sitar.
Wow, kya baat hai.
I'm just the medium of conveying the tune. For example, I can just show you a little brief of it. You all must have heard the ghazal "Aaj jaane ki zid na karo." Since I don't have a sitar player along with me, so I have to sing and play it myself. So it goes like, I'm just singing the tune, not doing the elaborations and all. So, aaj jaane ki zid na karo, हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे, ऐसी बातें किया ना करो, आज जाने की जिद ना करो.
वाह, मुझे ये बोल रहा है कि आज बजाने की जिद ना करो. It'll be endless otherwise.
About the innovation part that you said, what new thing I have done? I mean, it's just my humble try to ensure that the sitar just does not stay in the past, but also thrive in the present and as well as in the future. So I have just managed to pick up few melodies that are famous amongst the youngsters and the layman audience. I play those melodies so that people attract or get attracted towards the instrument and listen to those melodies and then listen to the sitar or the Indian classical music on behalf of that. So just an example of that melody would be a famous tune from the movie Bhul Bhulaiya, which is Mere Dholna.
how can we lift? It's been given GI tag, Shehnai. How we can promote it further, and how can we popularize it?
See, more and more people should come and learn this instrument, first of all, without thinking that within 2 months they'll be a fantastic artist, which is never going to happen. It takes months and months of riyaz just to have one note right. So you can think of it, how long it takes to cover up the sargam. And there are a lot of agencies who are working on it, but their efforts are not enough. Like even we play with everyone. We do chamber orchestras and fusions. Of course, classical is our main thing. With flamenco, with whatnot. So we must have done at least 1,500 plus concerts just of fusion around the world, around the globe. And the thing is, which I'm not able to understand, that the Indian people, somehow they don't come and learn. It's mainly the Westerners. And they would just come and live with us for 6 months, 8 months, or even sometime for years. They'll just go to Nepal when their visa expires. So every 6 months they have to travel. So they will just go to Nepal for one day and they get the stamp done and they will come back. And they would practice like crazy. They are full of questions. So that kind of mentality the Indian kids should have. So, but the government did something at least.
Yes.
Getting a GI is not easy. It's not a simple thing. So yeah, that's it.
So can we wind up with your traditional composition or something
Yeah.
which we can?
So this is another of my Dada Guru's Thumri. And we'll end up with Bhairavi. Because traditionally this is the way to do it. We always end up with Bhairavi. आया करो जरा कह दो ज़वरिया से आया करो जरा कह दो ज़वरिया दिन नहीं चैन रात नहीं निंदिया दिन नहीं चैन रात नहीं निंदिया सपनों में दर्शन दिखाया करो जरा कह दो ज़वरिया
That was scintillating, mesmerizing session. I enjoyed moderating it. Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause to the musicians.